Alright, where's Kirby? I know Kirby's in here. But unfortunately, everything's a mess. Oh, there it is. There's Kirby.
Nintendo Online system that comes years after its competitors have already done it, and is also somehow inferior.
I know, it's amazing how well they are at the...
What are the odds?
You know what? I'm gonna think of a way to edit this in, because it'll just be funny. I'm just gonna start this now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let's Draw a Circle. I'm Drunken Dan.
Hey, I'm Trade. Sabo is still here. For now. Until he dies.
For now. Until the storm envelops us both. So, we'll just be letting Kirby while we talk over shit, or talk over it. So, I guess it'd be kind of, since we've mentioned it a couple times in videos, I actually sat down and watched Captain Marvel, and it's okay. It's kind of what I thought. It was alright. I liked it. Wasn't great, wasn't bad. It was okay. I enjoyed it.
I still haven't seen it. The only thing I've seen is there's one scene that was deleted, and it's like...
Yeah, so, like, in the actual version of the movie, they have that guy walk up, and it ends where she, they cut it to where, he's out of the scene, like, after she puts up the newspaper, and she, like, flicks over, and she sees the bike, and then she just steals the bike.
Yeah. So it's not quite the, I'm just gonna break this man's arm because you said I should smile more.
Right. Now, to be fair, at that point in time in the story, she is honestly a villain, because she's part of the Kree.
I mean, it's Carol Danvers. She's always a villain.
Damn Kree.
It's okay though. We'll just wait until. It's okay though. We'll just wait for all of that exciting new footage they added to Endgame for the re-release. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you guys both hear about that?
No, I know about it. It just makes me laugh.
Okay, well, I'll just
I watched a camera of it.
But it's like, I like how they tout, oh, Endgame's coming back to theatres with new footage, and it's like, yeah, staple it onto the end of the credits, and it's all, like, unfinished effect shots. It's like, fuck me, that is the laziest, that's the laziest thing you've done.
That's like practically a rip-off.
But I like how it was all an attempt to beat the Avatar record, and they didn't even fucking manage it.
Nope.
So, get fucked, but like, god damn.
That's literally the only...
They gotta save all the good bonus footage for the Blu-rays to make more money off that.
Honestly, that's probably what it is.
No, it's probably just because, like, they didn't have, like, that many deleted scenes, I imagine.
Probably.
Or if they
did,
like...
no, supposedly they have a lot. There's, like, another... I think 20 minutes of deleted footage, most of which is on the final battle, which they said they could have lengthened to be an entire act on itself, but they thought they were already pushing it.
Should have just used that for the re-release since you were touting it so much.
Well, they want to put that on the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I mean, but people are gonna buy it and download it anyway, just so they can get the rips for the high quality memes.
It's true.
That will then get subsequently taken down by Disney because Disney doesn't have an understanding of its audience.
Fuck off! Now watch the new Lion King.
I mean, you don't know about. Oh, did you hear about the fucking dead kid thing?
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, apparently there was this like kid who died, like, you know, tragically, and the father was like contacted Disney and was all, "Hey, can I just, like,
go ahead though.
Put the Spider-Man, like a Spider-Man logo or symbol or something on his gravestone because, you know, he really loves Spider-Man. It would just be a tribute to him." And Disney was like, not even just they said no, they were quite vicious in their remarks.
What's really dumb about it too is it's like, it's a kid's grave. You're not losing money off of this. In fact, it's great PR. You get money off of this.
It's free.
Even if you want to be a soulless corporate hack in the way I was saying that, like, because that's soulless corporate hack talk. But like, you literally lose nothing.
I'm pretty sure other companies have indeed tried to pay for people to have logos on their gravestones.
I think
so
actually.
Like, so it is like kind of. I mean, that's publicity stuff, but it's still got kind of. It was, but it wasn't even just that they said no, because if they'd have just like politely declined, then it's like it wouldn't have been the thing. It's the fact they were quite antagonistic in their responses. I believe they even threatened legal action at some point, and it's like,
of course they did.
Jesus. I mean, Christ! It's not like a memo got leaked that called their entire infrastructure incompetent or something.
I mean, it definitely is. You can see evidence of that in Star Wars' division.
I mean, yeah, but, you know. I was trying to segue into the next thing I wanted to complain about.
Does it have to do with Spider-Man? Because if it doesn't, I want to real quick make fun of Spider-Man.
No, it doesn't. Okay, go. You can make fun of Spider-Man.
Okay. So, I like how people ate up it's basically Uncle Tony, but also I like how again they have given Peter Parker things to Tony Stark even though he's dead, because Mysterio's backstory is he's somebody that Tony wronged.
Oh yeah.
So like Ironmonger,
that?
and Crimson Dynamo or Crimson Dynalash and the AIM guy.
Listen, there's not enough things attached to Tony. We gotta attach more to Tony. Tony's character needs to be more. He needs to be better.
I'll be honest, I know nothing about the Downcoming, so you guys are gonna have to tell me, and then I'll give you
the one thing I'll say is the fight scene was cool, and the special effects are great, and that's about all I'm gonna say that's good.
The special effects even count anymore. It's fucking like good special effects are bought these days, and Disney has the money to buy them.
Well, the thing is, they played Mysterio very well as the character, except for the whole like my motivation is I hate Tony Stark.
Is he just you say he played him very well. Does Jake Gyllenhaal like actually ham it up, or is he just like playing Jake Gyllenhaal very sort of dour and serious?
He plays Jake Gyllenhaal until he's exposed, then he starts hamming it up.
Okay, well at least they got that right.
He even gets all meta. He's like, my backstory was completely ridiculous, but in this world it would make sense.
Yeah.
What was it? What was it? One of the things that I didn't really... I'm trying to think... Fuck! I couldn't get my power back. What was it? There was something else I wanted to make fun of with it. So, oh yeah, I forgot. So, this is spoilers, and I don't really care.
The big ending. Oh yeah, the big ending that everyone's really mad about.
What is, like, Spider-Man become the new Iron Man or something?
No.
No, he decides not to become the new Iron Man, and he's like, nah, I'm good with just my new suit. But then it turns out Mysterio has like this whole effects team backing him.
Wait.
And it's not just him.
Wait.
What?
Oh, okay. I thought this was like leading into then saying that effects team was going to be the Sinister Six, and they were just the Amazing Spider-Man.
They're not going to be a Sinister Six, but like he doesn't realize he's a team, so he just calls it like when Mysterio ends up accidentally killing himself. And then they leak footage of Peter unmasked to J. Jonah Jameson, who's now an Alex Jones type web shouting guy, and his identity gets exposed to the entire world.
In a world that doesn't care because nobody hates Spider-Man in this world.
Yeah.
Well, they also make it look like he killed him.
Oh. I mean, whatever. I don't care.
I will say they at least kept the proper actor for JJ.
Oh, is J.K. Simmons back?
It's J.K. Simmons, except he's bald now.
I mean, he's a really old man.
Yeah.
Not sure how I feel about that, because it's like, yeah, J.K. Simmons is clearly like the JJ you're all gonna know and love.
He is. Then, I mean, you look at him; he is JJ.
But then I also think that it's just kind of, it's like, I don't know. As much as I didn't like MCU Spider-Man, it was trying to be its own thing. If you give in to memes like that, it's like, well, then why couldn't I have all the things I wanted from this movie, from this thing?
Why couldn't I have Peter Parker instead of Miles Morales?
If you're gonna cowtail to everyone else, why not cowtail to me, you hacks?
Well, I can tell you why. Because if this movie doesn't make $1 billion, then Marvel loses the rights.
I mean, it won't.
And I know. It seems like it's going to lose the rights, and it seems like they don't really care because they're like, whatever. We got to use him with the Avengers. We got our film,
and we got X-Men. Whatever. We spent our time fucking it up. Like, whatever.
I mean,
it's become abundantly clear they don't really care about the future as much as making as much money off Endgame as physically possible.
That's a lot of corporations.
But I mean,
the short term.
It's like, what do they have? Because it's like, no, but it's like, what do they have left? Well, not much. What's coming up in the you go to Comic-Con this year, they're talking more about Endgame and not like the new stuff they have coming up.
Because they know the new stuff they have coming up. It's like, okay, Black Panther 2 comes out, right? And Black Panther was the surprise. It was a surprise hit because nobody actually thought it was going to be as big as it was, and I honestly would argue it was only as big as it was because it was artificially inflated, but that's a different argument. But like Black Panther 2, they know it's going to have massively diminishing returns. It's like the spectacle of what made Black Panther so resonate with people is gone. It's like, a superhero movie entirely made of like 99% black people, and it's like, okay, we've already had that now. I mean, you already had it before, but it doesn't have the MCU branding on it now. Or it has the MCU branding on it now, I should say. So it's like, how is Black Panther 2 gonna possibly match up to Black Panther 1's, like, Oscar nomination?
They shot themselves in the foot with the James Gunn thing, because like if that was still on schedule and Guardians 2 would be coming out next year, and like they could just segue directly into that. But now they got nothing next year. They got like the Black Widow movie that I don't think anyone really cares about anymore.
I mean,
they waited too long.
Whoever did.
I mean, no, especially now that she's dead. So
I mean, people were really into it for a while because like they wanted a female lead superhero movie. But
and then they got Wonder Woman, Captain Marvel
came out. No. And now they don't really care. And plus, Scarlett Johansson is not as like young and pretty as she was when the Iron Man 2 first came out, as some people say.
Plus, also, she's just not exactly been attached to a whole lot of great movies in the interim.
Yeah, other than like some Marvel movies here and there, the other movies have been pretty shit.
Like a lot of her sort of headlining, and she's been like. And no, I don't have anything against her. She's just made some poor career choices. And then there was that controversy about her playing a trans character,
right?
And that exploded. So it's like,
and she kept that up until the Black Widow movie was greenlit, which was funny because I remember we talked about it. It was because we talked about her doing that and like joking about like, oh look, she's taking another job from another marginalized group, and then she. She basically got a call from her agent, probably being like, "Hey, that Black Widow movie's happening now. Get the fuck out of that, because Disney's gonna be pissed at the bad PR."
Well, turns out no, because they kept Brie Larson around.
It's true.
Where, if nothing else,
I will say she actually did a lot better of a job in Captain Marvel than in other movies I've seen her in. I will say
she did
that.
a lot better job in Captain Marvel than in Endgame because they shot Endgame first.
She didn't have to do anything in Endgame.
Also, it was like they shot Endgame first, and they shot most of her scenes in Endgame like without her being in the room with the other actors because they didn't want her to realize that like half of the group was dead. Because they still
they're really anal about spoilers, yeah.
Yeah, so no crap, she didn't do a good job when it was her first time playing the character.
That's not even. Yeah, that's not her fault.
Allowed to act against anyone else, and then she was just do a few CG fly-ins.
Yeah, I'll be fair. That's not her fault then, honestly.
I don't dislike her acting in Endgame. I just dislike her character.
That's fair. But yeah, I actually liked her in the end for her movie. I like it. So it was about where I thought it would be, but I did like it a little bit more than I thought. Is it my favorite superhero movie? Oh hell no! Oh hell no! Not even close.
Fair enough.Maybe one day I'll see it, but then again, maybe one day I'll still see Justice League or Homecoming or any of these other superhero movies where I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to enjoy myself.
I'm
just gonna not bother. Today.
I'm not gonna give it the glowing recommendation like I did Spider-Verse, where I was like, you should really watch it. You'll love it.
Well, I knew I would. I just didn't want to see it in theaters because theaters cost money.
They do, and they're expensive.
I know I spend that. I have that expense on movies I know I'm going to have a good time with, or are from studios I want to support, like Sony Pictures I don't want to support.
That's fair. Honestly, yeah, that's completely fair. And then in terms of like I said, my favorite superhero thing that I've seen this year was probably still the Ninja Turtles and Batman crossover, because that was actually surprisingly fun.
Well, that's fair. I keep thinking I should give that a shot, but lazy. I still haven't seen Stranger Things Season 3.
If it makes you feel better, it has nothing to do with Bruce Timm.
I mean, that's fair. That's okay. As long as it's not Bruce Timm in his really crazy era of, Batman needs to fuck Batgirl, and that's an integral.
Oh yeah, I did get to that part in Beyond where they briefly talk about it, and I'm just like,
They do it in season. They do it in like the final season of BTA of Batman the Animated Series, and like it's just very kind of like that's the point where you can see that Bruce Timm is starting to have more and more creative control, or at least more influence in how it's going.
And Paul Dini has a little bit less.
That's because Paul Dini at this point's busy with other stuff, I think.
Well, also at that time too, like around that time, that's when they were starting to do like several different shows because they were doing because at one point they were doing like 3 shows, like 3-4 TV shows were running simultaneously.
Well, I believe Superman's running at this Superman's into its 2nd season at this point.
Yeah, because it lasted not quite as long as the other series, other than Zeta Project. Zeta Project lasted like no time.
Well, Superman only lost 2 seasons, but that's because they immediately then go into Justice League.
No. So after Superman was Batman, Beyond. Then and also Static Shock. Those two were like around the same time as each other. Actually, Static Shock actually predates that. Static Shock was running still around the same time as Batman. So Static Shock is weird because it ran for such a ridiculously. It kept going in hiatus and ran for a ridiculously long time to where it was able to cross over with Justice League, Batman Beyond. What else did it fucking cross over with? Batman Beyond, Justice League, the original Batman show, and I think that was it. I think that was as far as it got.
No,
but then again, that's as far as it could go because nothing else really happened after Unlimited.
Well, yeah, because Unlimited's more or less like, where do you go after Unlimited? And it's like, well, you have to basically restart, and then, well, you saw kind of how that went.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned like 100 times that Superman and the Legion of Superheroes was originally going to be a Supergirl spinoff, which honestly I would have been interested in, but they didn't do that.
Well, they even set it up in Justice League because that's how they write Supergirl out of the show. Well, they're like, yeah, she stays in the year 3000.
Oh yeah, that was the whole idea, was to set up that show, and then network executives.
It didn't happen.
Network executives are always known for their great decision making, by the way.
I mean, plus, you also have like the sort of like mild death of superhero movies by this point, and superhero stuff is sort of beginning to creep out and less and less, and it's not till like X-Men, the 1-2 punch of X-Men and Spider-Man comes in and saves the day. The movies, not like
I know
not those 2 books in particular.
Actually, no. Was it Justice League ran still around that time as those movies? Because X-Men is actually a lot older than you probably think.
I thought it was 2000.
Yeah, Justice League was Justice League was it 2000 was like the season 2 of Beyond.
Oh yeah, you're right. Then what it is actually then?
A lot of these shows are some of them are a little younger than you think, and some of them are a little older than you think.
Oh, then I can to revise what I believe it is. Then it would make more sense to me that it's because at that point DC's like superhero movies.
Okay, so one thing I gotta say about because I'm playing this Kirby thing. They try to emulate the slowdown, and it actually fucks with the input. So like sometimes Kirby just won't do things. So I've had like moments where I'm hitting the button for him to like suck, and he just doesn't.
Makes sense.
So good job, guys.
What you should do, Dan, is you should draft an internal memo, and then hope it gets leaked so that you can cause controversy. Can we talk about that? Because it really pisses me off.
No, I don't know what you're talking about, actually. Seriously, no, tell me, though.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so the ambassador for Great Britain in America, right? He had a memo, because part of the whole thing of being an ambassador is, like, reporting back to government or whatever. It basically said that, like, that negotiating with the American side of things was difficult because they were inept. Was more or less the wording on the memo, and it got leaked. And this was an internal memo; it wasn't meant to be seen by anyone but people who need to see it. And it got leaked by someone, and it's like caused a whole controversy because Trump doesn't like the fact that he was called stupid by the ambassador. And people And people are saying, "Oh, he should resign." It's like, fuck off, should he? Like, he didn't do anything. Like, it's not illegal to it's not illegal to express opinion. It's not illegal to do your job, which is to report on your report. And
right,
it's like, it's not
he's gonna get fired though because Trump.
I mean, Trump doesn't actually have any say in it, but like, he'll get fired, but only because it's only because of a political move. But it's like ridiculous to me that we're going through this argument. It's like, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't break the rules. Like, the memo was never meant to be seen by anyone. Like, last time I checked, you are allowed freedom. You are allowed a certain element of freedom of speech.
Not when you work for the Fuhrer. I mean,
yeah, they're trying to work on that.
And last time I checked, like, it's not illegal to like say people are incompetent if I don't know. That's what you're asked to report on. It's not even like it's that damaging. Like, it's far more damaging of like any of the things Trump has said about himself. Like,
and yet they never actually affect him.
Like, man, WikiLeaks is so good, guys. Look at all the things it's told us. Hey, Trump. Hey, Mr. Trump. What's your opinion on WikiLeaks? I hate WikiLeaks.
I've never heard. No. He said I never heard of them.
I've never heard of WikiLeaks. That was it. Sorry, I gave him far too much credit. I thought he just flip-flopped, not denied.
Oh no, he would just straight up lie. That's all he knows how to do is lie.
I mean, lying is one thing, but it's like, why fuck around so much
mean, like,
when you like
he lies? Like you can literally play it at him. Like, there are people that have done it, and he's just like, that's fake. It's right here. It's fake.
It's just obnoxious that a guy who's probably going to lose his job for doing his job, just because apparently people are too thin-skinned to be called incompetent by something that it's not even like a public platform. It's not like he went on Twitter like certain presidents would. And said,
I don't know why we're surprised about him being thin-skinned when literally he made a feud with Rosie O'Donnell because she made fun of him for years. For literal years.
I'm not surprised. I mean,
no, I'm not talking about you being surprised. I'm just talking in general about people being surprised.
I'm just disappointed in life.
I mean, that's fair.
But anyway, that was my rant about politics, but not really about politics. It's like, but yeah.
Listen, with how many times we've poked at politics, I think at this point that's out the fucking window.
I finished Judgment.
Oh, nice. I also find out if I finished Bloodstain.
Overall, pretty good quality, but the tailing minigame is kind of obnoxious and also happens a lot.
The what minigame?
So,
oh, the tailing.
Yeah.
The stealth sections.
Yeah, but other than that, pretty solid. Yakuza Fair. I kind of was like, man, it's like Yakuza, but also mixed with Persona and also Ace Attorney. It's like it's exactly those three games, like fused together into one horror, into one.
There seem to be a lot of not Persona games lately.
I mean, it's mostly just because they have a friend system, and it's like more or less social links in that you got to go find new friends, you got to go interact with them, and it'll like occasionally give you bonuses. Also, but more importantly, it gives you side cases that get you money.
But yeah, I played. I finished Bloodstain, and yeah, Bloodstain's really good. The only bad part, I get to have one too. There's one boss fight in the game that has extreme frame drop problems. It's not unplayable. It's the gambler boss.
Okay. I've started playing it. I've already got up to Getsuga, and
He's like really late in game. Like you're like towards the end of the. You're like at the very end of the game if you of the true end if you're fighting him. He's not like the last, but he's like the last few bosses you fight. But yeah, that's the only really bad part I found. The rest runs pretty good. They could probably patch it. It's not unplayable, but it's annoying. Outside of that, the game is excellent, and I love it. And it's definitely like one of my favorites I played this year.
I mean, if you're still waiting for if you're still sitting on the fence waiting for it, you should just wait until we get Nintendo Online Lite, and then you can get it.
What's that?
It's because that's a joke. It's because they've already come out with the Nintendo Switch, so now you can have the Nintendo Switch Lite, which is like the Switch, only it's portable exclusive, and also looks jankier.
I gotta see if I gotta download it from Twitter, but I love this one video I made where you know the Switch like advertisement where it's like the thing and it clicks.
Yeah.
they made a parody of it where it's that, except for it's just the entire system clanks down with a loud thunk, like a metallic thunk. It was great.
I mean, I guess it makes sense, but it just feels sort of pointless to me because it's like
Yeah.
you're like people who are gonna get a Switch are probably gonna get it anyway, and it feels like removing one of the key functionalities of being able to play it on
The main selling
console.
point. Yeah, the main selling point was that it was a console and a handheld. If they made a smaller version of it, that would have been cool. But I think they were afraid to make a smaller version of it that could also be home. I think they might have got cold feet that are just being lazy. One of the two.
One of the two. And like, I don't know. I'm sure it will appeal to some people, but I don't think it will. Because why would you? It's like the DS Lite. It's like the 3DS Lite, right? In the is anybody in that many people really going to be wanting to pay like not even that much of a price drop to get a objectively worse version of the system?
Oh yeah. There'd be a lot of people that'd be like, "Oh, it's $20 cheaper. Sure, that's a bargain."
There's some people that they're like, oh, well, I saw like some posts where people like they made a yellow one, thus justifying its existence. I'm like,
But yellow is a terrible color.
The funny thing is, like, too, when I read that, I was just thinking to myself, like, when I got my Switch, they were like, this is the last one. It's like, okay. And the lady's like, it's gray, is that okay? I'm like, yeah. It could have been hot pink, I don't care. I didn't get rude and say it could be hot pink like that, but I'm just thinking in my head, like, it could be hot pink, and I don't fucking care what color it is.
As long as it's not like polka dots, because that just looks awful. Although, to be honest, I also think orange is a bad color.
The colors are blue, and something else. I don't remember all the colors.
Like red and blue. Like, no, but I mean, like, think. Okay, you must have like you can picture this, right? You're in your car, you're driving along, and you look and you see a bright orange car next to you, and you think, man, that color is fuck ugly. That's me. I don't like orange cars.
Noted.
It just looks awful, especially when it's metallic orange as well. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, I agree. When it comes, like, the color orange I'm fine with, but metallic orange, yeah, that just looks... Woo!
It's like orange is the poor man's red. But yes.
But
But
yeah...
hey, in Saber-related news, Ruby Volume 7 or something's coming out, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's coming out in November. They're delaying it slightly because of the controversy about all the overtime Rooster Teeth was doing.
Ah, yes. I
Wait
mean,
for-
I don't imagine that I don't imagine the delay is because they're going to give them more affordable working hours. It's probably just to pretend like they are.
Is probably also, yeah, just to wait until, like, the dust settles and people forget about it. Which, to be fair, people will forget about it.
People already forgot about it.
Exactly.
Well, oh no, they still remember.
Holy shit, people are actually holding a memory...
I mean, they did come out with a press release apologizing profusely and then, like, kicking off the guy in charge of animation, so... I mean... At least they're pretending to care, or they were just looking for an excuse to get rid of that guy.
Probably.
Bit of column A, bit of column B.
Genlock is going onto Toonami.
Fair enough.
Which Genlock is their mecha show.
Yeah, but
they made
what slot on
Michael
Toonami?
Jordan.
Yeah, but what slot on Toonami? Because if you're getting like the 3 AM slot, the Death
Well,
Zone.
it's just now that they've moved up from not anime to also being on Cartoon Network. The only reason Ruby's not on is because it's not long enough.
I mean,
Honestly, you're right.
certainly they've had Ruby and Red vs. Blue on Netflix for a while.
No, I mean it can't be on TV because some of the episodes aren't long enough. Like some episodes are only like 9 minutes long.
Right.
They cut it up to make 13 half-hour episodes.
If they were smart,
if
they were
TV.
If they're smart, what they
But it
could do
didn't
at
do
some
very
point
well.
is, like, if they wanted to air it, if they were smart, they could, like, crop in, like, the chibi shit that they do with it.
They could, but they stopped doing chibi.
Ah,
Did they?
They stopped doing Chibi this year. Yeah, they just kind of like stopped because they wanted more resources for the show itself.
you know the funny thing
And
is the
also
chibi
because
stuff
they-
was better animated, which I still think is
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. It was better animated because they were just like standing around and talking.
I mean,
not
like
having
even
to
even
do a-
I mean, like even when they're having like the standing and talking scenes in Ruby, I'm like comparing it to that, not the action scenes. That'd just be.
Why would you stand and talk when the Star Wars prequel movies told us that walking and talking is the optimal way to...
Oh my god!
Like...
Well, because when you spend the entire volume in one room, there's not a lot of places to walk around.
I mean,
Straight
that
into
doesn't
the house.
stop you from walking and talking.
Like the biggest complaint of Volume 5 is that they spent the majority of it in one room,
My biggest
stand-
complaint is that there
standing
was a
around
volume.
talking.
My biggest complaint was that there was a volume 5. That's not fair. I've not seen past volume 3 because I didn't care.
I'm still astonished that that Death Battle actually had Mitsuru win. I didn't think they would.
I mean, if it was against Persona, then Persona would always win.
Well, don't
Like,
forget,
Persona fans are fucking gonna would eat
Don't-
Ruby fans for breakfast in terms of being psychotic.
don't forget, Tifa lost. And
Yeah,
don't you
it is
fucking tell
Weiss
me
and-
Final Fantasy fans aren't psychotic, because I will fight you on that.
I mean,
Also,
they're
because
not-
it's Weiss, and most people just like it's just like the thing in the show that Weiss loses all the time and nobody cares. Unlike Yang, who is the meme punchy girl who always wins, and if she just gets angrier,
yeah,
she
but
gets
she's
angrier and stronger, and then that one guy is just like lol nope and chopped off her hand.
yeah, but Seba, you know who could beat Yang? Kingu. Kingu could beat Yang.
I mean, Kingu can beat everyone.
Kingu is strongest and bravest. His only flaw is that he is too perfect that he will never know failure.
Because his flaw is so perfect, he's so perfect and powerful, he can't empathize with the mortals.
Good job, King. You're doing God's work because you're God.
I wonder if they're still throwing him into everything like
I don't
6
think
years
so.
later.
I don't think so, but then they're doing dinosaurs again for the current season, I think. So maybe they'll do it.
Every time you
Milky?
say Kingu, because I haven't seen it, I just think of King Gainer for some reason.
I mean, it's just like picture a Red Ranger, right, but with a T-Rex motif. And if you have trouble,
You show me him. You show me him.
if you have trouble of picturing a Red Ranger with a T-Rex motif, there's about 5 different ones I can give you.
What? A Red Ranger with a T-Rex motif? But they would never do that 7 times.
But yeah. So I don't know if King is still showing up, but I wouldn't put it
I
past
don't
him.
know. Apparently, Sentai is like seriously on like if we don't get our ratings up now, like we might seriously cancel you again.
I
Which,
mean,
it's hit those numbers several times before, and they usually back out of it by throwing out a Red Ranger with a T-Rex motif.
well, that does explain why they're on to dinosaurs again.
It's like every time the show starts to suck, it's like dinosaurs. But yeah, apparently Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger did not do very good, which is too bad because it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I was interested in the concept. I wonder if that will get Power Rangers or not.
Probably not.
Especially since they're doing Go Busters of all things. And Go Busters
I
that
wonder
series.
why.
Probably because. Well, actually, they already did the Ninja one. Well, actually came after the Ninja. Oh right, Kyoryuja, which they did. Oh wait, no, they did.
I think they passed on the train one because it required
they
like
passed.
too much of it required like you know the elaborate train sets they set up for.
Right, and then there
the
was
show.
the Star Ranger thing that's only just that was like the one that just ended. Oh, it ended
Yeah.
before Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger. Oh, but right, did you see the Lupin the Third trailer? Or Lupin the First, or whatever, because I can't read
Yes, the
Japanese.
the CGI one.
Yeah,
I
They
haven't.
did actually.
that looks surprisingly good. I was impressed.
Better than I
Oh.
feared.
Oh, so it doesn't look like a horror show like the Pokemon one.
No,
That's good.
it looks pretty good. And it's like, I hope this gets dubbed, or some brave souls leak it on the internet so I can enjoy it, because, you know, I have a passing interest in Lupin the Third. I like Castle of Cagliostro, everyone did. Even people who've never heard of Lupin the Third, like us or Cagliostro.
They just don't know it yet.
Yes. Well, no, it's like got a lot of critical acclaim from like legitimate people. I think mostly because it's.
You see, I don't believe any critic is legitimate anymore because I saw positive reviews for the Lion King new movie. So you know, none of them are legitimate to me anymore.
Yeah, but then there's also the Little Mermaid, and we saw people reacted to that.
What? Little Mermaid? What?
Oh, there's a Little Mermaid one now.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
they picked a black actress to be Ariel.
Which I don't really care about because I'm just like, it could have been, it doesn't matter who they cast, the movie's gonna suck.
I mean,
well, no, but the thing is, they think it's going to do really poorly in Asian markets now because apparently they're very racist.
I mean,
yeah,
yes.
They're very
they
racist
are
against black people.
They really are.
And like they really liked the Little Mermaid, so they were like, "What the hell is this?"
The irony, though, that they're doing a live-action Little Mermaid movie, well, one of the things that almost killed Little Mermaid was their paranoia because there were a number of other, like, mermaid live-action movies at the time. So it's like, I mean...
Here's the thing, though. Disney, the Disney that was of the 90s, pretty much the people that were there back then, like, almost none of them are there. Like, the people that were there, so none of those people, the people that are there currently, can, like, look at that and see the irony.
Well, because, like, everyone who has worked at Disney has been poached by other people because for one reason or another, whether it was because of like the 2 mass walkouts or just generally like Disney kind of not caring anymore. Because remember, Disney had like Don Bluth walkout where he took everyone.
Yeah.
So then they went left with like the skeleton crew, and then eventually they got together and managed to produce like the like you know the Renaissance stuff, and then the fucking and then Katzenberg left and made DreamWorks, and then hired all of those guys because he paid them more money. So Disney lost like a bunch of their good people again. But you know, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised it took them this long to remake Little Mermaid because that was like their big oh shit Disney's back movie. But like, I also don't really like the Little Mermaid story anyway, so...
Yeah, I don't really like Little Mermaid. But, yeah, so I don't really care.
Basically...
Like, Lion King pisses me off a little bit, but it's that thing where it's like, I can still just watch the original, like, who gives a shit?
God, I can't wait till they rap Under the Sea.
Under the sea! Under the sea!
Dan, you don't understand. You put too much energy into it.
Under the sea! Boom, boom, boom,
you need to. Okay, so you need to think of like you remember Kingdom Hearts 2 where you do Under the Sea. Just picture all of it, but it's just like the Haley Joel Osment sections where it's like, oh, I guess this is a character singing you can understand and you don't hate, but it's not like anything of like. It's nothing like the original. That's what it will be like.
They could do like Mulan, where they're not doing any music. They're just doing instrumental montages.
Are they still having the dragon, though?
No! Mushu's gone!
Yeah, Mushu's gone.
Oh, so Mulan is a serious movie for serious people, then. I mean, I guess at least they're doing something different, but, you know... Meh. I don't care. Like, this is the problem with these live-action Disney movies, is it's like, I should be more outraged. But I just don't care, because, like...
They're just gonna keep coming out, people are gonna keep seeing them, so they're gonna keep making them.
Did Aladdin actually make money?
That's a good question, I don't know.
Yeah, it did. It did.
I mean, I figured it would make money.
I don't think it made, like, record-breaking sales that the original animated one did, but it didn't bomb.
Yeah, but in today's world, if you don't make billions of dollars, then you're a failure.
It's true.
Oh well.
If you don't break records, you're a failure.
Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe Disney will implode.
A lot happens to a lot of big empires as they try to take over the world.
Well, yeah, isn't EA like in serious trouble at the moment?
Yeah. Oh, because they have like they have like all the legal shit going on. So yeah, they're having some fun.
Plus, they're having like diminishing returns on a number of their big games.
Yeah,
including Apex Legends.
Funny that.
Which is funny because I always find it funny because Apex was like the biggest game in the world for like 2 weeks, and then it just kind of fucking vanished.
Yeah, it went quick.
Like, I can't be the only one who noticed it. When like everywhere you went, everyone was like, "Apex Legends, Apex Legends, it's the greatest thing ever." And I'm not even saying it's a bad game.
It is.
I've never played it. but then like, it kind of one day everyone just stopped talking about it.
Yeah, from what I understand, the game had like no content to it. So like people would get to like the end game, and there was like other problems with it too that came along the lines. I'm just summarizing for like
Well, as I can say, as far as I could see, it was like Fortnite, but you know, Fortnite had the kids hook.
It wasn't really a Fortnite game. Wait, Apex. Oh wait, Apex. I'm getting it mixed up with the other thing. But yeah, Apex Legends. People were like big into that.
Oh, you're mixing it with Anthem, their other major failure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Apex is just.
Well, the thing is, a lot of those battle royale games are like on the way out. Fortnite only has probably like another year or two left in it before the next fad swoops in and kills it.
Well, maybe
this is nothing. This is nothing new. So
the real question is, will the Epic Game Store have a shopping cart by then?
Probably not.
But yes.
Epic Games. What a train wreck.
Well, not yet. It's on the fast track to becoming one. Haha. I got a train pun in there because I am a genius.
I like how their little claim where they're like, we'll pay for all of the people that want refunds for Shenmue, and I think that they're banking on them, and they're probably right. They're banking on the idea of, like the people who back Shenmue just being like, fuck it, and just going to Epic Games, which honestly is probably more likely what's going to happen. I'm not
why
saying
Shenmue's not happening now?
No, it is.
No, it is.
Epic Games exclusive.
Yeah, it's Epic for 1 year. It's Epic Store exclusive, even though it was originally supposed to be on Steam. So I was saying that they're probably banking on people being like, fuck it, I'll just go to Epic. Which, honestly, is a safe bet.
Yeah, probably.
Call me cynical, but...
Well, especially in today as well, patience is a virtue that is more or less extinct.
Yeah.
So it will be either people... It's either going to be people will go to the Epic Game Store and get it themselves, or they'll just watch, like, their favourite Let's Player play it and...
Yeah.
Be done with it anyway.
I mean, what's the point in playing Shenmue? The game's boring.
I mean, if you're playing it for the story, then, like, you're basically better off just watching the Let's Play.
And the funny thing is, that's the only thing the game's got, is the story, and the story sucks!
I mean, it's just...
That's why Shenmue is hilarious to me!
Isn't it just, man, my dad is dead, that sure is lame, I'm gonna go get Rowengi.
Kinda?
And then he doesn't get Rowengi.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just a revenge plot stretched out way too long.
Oh no, I didn't quite get the Rowengi because they're not here. I'm going to go to the other place to get my Rowengi. Oh, they weren't here either. Well, on to the next place to get my Rowengi. I hope they're there this time.
Oh no, they're not there this time. Damn it. My Rowengi.
I fucking love that Rowengi thing because it's just like a stupid joke about a German accent from Blackadder. But it's just so tough. I just love it so much.
But yeah, that's pretty much the plot. Rio has no personality. In fact, like I was talking about this more in detail when I was playing Shenmue, fucking Yakuza 1 earlier. It's pretty basic. It's not good.
Basic bitch storytelling. Where Yakuza doesn't try ever... I guess that's the difference, is that, well, Yakuza never, like... it's amazing storytelling. It always has, like, elements to it that elevate it, like, because it's so zany and wacky and kind of crazy shit just sort of happens.
Yeah.
Like in Judgment, you remember the Mega Gimp you fight in, like, certain games?
Mm-hmm.
He's back.
Oh, good.
Like, he just sort of crops up and it's like, yeah, Mega Gimp's back. And it's like, oh, hey. I think he's the only sort of returning character, though. Everything else, it's like vague references with us saying like, oh, hey, here's a move that a legendary Yakuza, or a legend among the Yakuza came up with to defeat that could apparently beat a tiger. They never quite say Kiryu's name, but then make it very obvious that it's Kiryu.
Are you sure? I don't know.
I mean, it's not going to be Nishiki, is it?
What are you talking about? It's obviously Nishiki. You know, all those 2 games he was in?
Yeah, well.
You know, before he died.
I mean, no one's going to spoil people watching your Let's Play.
I mean, everyone knows. It's fine. Who cares?
Poor Nishiki. He was your greatest rival until he wasn't.
Until the next game, and then the next game, and then the next game. Though, like, that's the thing I talk about, is I think it's funny that, like, there's a complete story in fucking Yakuza, and, like, how they didn't originally think or plan on the idea of there being, like, 100 games.
Well, I mean, every game is more or less its own self-contained thing. That's, like, none of them really feed into each other properly. They all sort of end on they all end in a way where you could say, yes, this is an ending to to the series. And then it's, well, I guess 6 is the most definitive of those endings.
It's just funny because, like, Shenmue, he's like, I want 16 games. And then, nope.
Yeah, the good old Xenoblade problem. Where a guy plans out this epic, like, 10-game long story, and then continually struggles to get each installment made. So he has to keep going to different publishers and slightly rewrite the story so none of the epic saga actually connects to each other, except for like loose things like Xenogears and Xenosaga and Xenoblade and
yeah. The funny thing is, they're at least decent games. Shenmue isn't a good game.
They're not terrible, but they're just also.
I still think it's funny though that a lot of times in those games, the main character isn't like the one that is actually like the fun character to follow. It's always like a side character that they didn't think you were going to care about. Like hell, actually, Xenoblade 2 is a good example of this because everyone likes Nia. Nobody gives a shit about Rex.
I mean,
or Piera, or whatever her other form is.
People like Pyra and Bifra. They like their tits, but
that's all they like, though.
There is an element to them.
Yeah, it's boobs. That's it.
Rex has a goofy voice. That's the nicest thing you can say.
It's true. Well, I mean, that's the same thing you say with them. It's basically it's boobs instead of goofy voice.
Yeah, but you know, people can you can get more depth out of boobs than you can out of a goofy voice, mostly because boobs are three-dimensional.
Haha, I get it.
Also, like, boobs are less likely to grate on your eardrums, while a goofy voice will be obnoxious after a while.
I mean, you know what? It has nothing on. You have a lot of nerve talking like that. You one-eyed monster.
Yeah, well. But yeah. Oh, well, that's the blood sink. Oh, right, did you hear Melt Wolf Chaos gets its English release in August?
Yeah, it's a shame it wasn't the 4th of July, but we'll take it. And I'm definitely going to play the shit out of that game.
Oh, yes, that's the point. I didn't ask.
Richard Hawke shall dispense American justice without fail.
I guess that's the point. I didn't ask how your holiday went. How did your holiday go? I
was at work.
Oh, right, and suddenly I stopped caring. It's okay, moving on.
You know, actually, I did have a really cynical, funny thought. I was like, the fact that I'm working on the apparent America Day while other people have off is the most American thing ever because America's fucked.
I mean, makes sense, really. Exploiting an entire group of people just for your own selfish gain, just so you can pretend to be sad about it 100 years later.
Yep,
that's pretty American, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe if they gave you a smallpox blanket.
Oh, please!
What's some genocide between friends, eh?
Oh, I can't wait for the smallpox blanket. I didn't get mine this year!
See, at least over here, all we ever do is say, man, we sure did screw the rest of the world up, huh? Oh well.
I saw this video where it was, wacko countries of the world, except the gimmick was every time it was a country that that America invaded, it was, it would get louder and more distorted. And
I thought it would just be the gimmick of, like, every time it hit a country, it doesn't exist anymore.
But it made me, it gets really ridiculous, of course. It was funny as hell. I would love to see them do that with England, but I think, it would just start destroying computers, so probably it's best that they don't.
I mean, considering we made a lot of those countries, probably a bit unfair, because when we invaded them, they weren't countries. They were just lands of people, fresh, virgin, unsullied and untainted. And then, we came in with our germs and our guns and our general attitude. But hey, worked. Oh, I guess in sort of rewatching stuff. Because I'm the only one who cares. I've been rewatching Star Trek Deep Space Nine because it's the best Star Trek.
Of course you are.
Well, it's the best one. Fight me.
No.
Like, it's the only one where there's actual sort of depth, where they bother with characters.
I don't want to fight you.
It's the only recent one where they bother with having, characters and plots and,
That's not what Star Trek's about. It's about jacking off to Gene Roddenberry's impossible vision of the future.
But it fixed the fucking Ferengi, the space Jews.
Everybody gets along and nobody's allowed to hate each other.
That's stupid because fucking Roddenberry's original show, TOS, had two characters who did hate each other.
Oh, yeah, but Roddenberry's original show was but the only one that matters is William Shatner. So,
I mean,
I am William Shatner, and my acting is very
I mean, he's fine in the original series. It's more it's that thing where it's not that noticeable when you're really watching it, but thanks to sort of
It depends on what episodes you're watching. But
it's because it generally got memed into existence, it got overblown for later stuff, and then obviously the Star Trek V where he directed, and it's
literally that in Star Trek V. It's just straight up that.
It's a bit, well, I mean, I argue there's only two good original series movies, which is 2 and 6.
That's fair.
4's all right, but it's a bit.
Everyone. Four is the most popular ones out, even though there's very little Trek in it.
Yeah, I know everyone loves it, but nothing happens in it, so I'm just bored.
Okay, I think this is probably a good spot to stop because I can see things are
actually funnier. And
okay, hold on.
Oh,
when
yeah.
it's not like now.
Hold up.
Modern day of incredible.
Sabo, shut up.
30 years ago. There'd be people with punk rock piercings acting bus.
There we go. Okay, so as I was going to say, it's starting to robot now, probably because of the storm, so this might be a good spot to stop. We're at 52 minutes anyway.
Right.
Because it literally the last couple seconds was just nonsense.
I mean, the last couple of seconds, you say, not the last 52 minutes.
Well, more nonsense than
humanity.
Well, more nonsense than usual. So, we'll call it here, cause yeah, I think it's about due. Otherwise, we're pushing it. All right, guys, you have a good day. We'll see you next time for more Kirby.
Hooray.